very short video to see can we do this, which is to use a Datawrapper MSOA map for Cardiff to show population density by middle layer super output area. I should really say in Cardiff. Okay, the ONS data is in this file. Okay, let's have a look at it. Okay, so this is a file of all the areas. You can see there's about, maybe a dozen Gwynedd there. But we just want Cardiff, and also there's some extra information at the bottom. So the best thing to do is either download this or open it in a spreadsheet and clean it up so we have data that actually does what we need. So let's zoom in a little bit. Let's freeze the top row. Let's have a look at the bottom. Okay, yes, a little bit of metadata here. So what does this say? Okay, this is population density. And this explains what the number is. Okay, which is important. So Census 2021 data, they're estimates that classify usual residents in England, Wales by population density. Here we are, number of usual residents per square kilometre. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Maybe we'll add this in, square kilometre, just so we remember what these numbers actually correspond to. So now that we've got that, we can delete those, and then we can put on a filter, and we can say we want to filter on probably several ways to do this, but let's just say by condition text starts with Cardiff. That should do it. And oh yes, we need to close with the little triangle or we won't be able to say okay. And so right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of that. I'm going to make a new sheet and say edit, paste. Gee, we probably don't need to do a paste special. Yeah. And so now there's no filters and we have exactly what we need and nothing else. So this is ready to go. We can download it as a CSV. We should give it a name that is a little less awful. So Cardiff population density. So there's our file. So the next thing is to go to Datawrapper, create a new map, which will be a Choropleth map. And we want to go to, thinking maybe if we went Wales, we might get there. Oh, if it wasn't for Australia. Yes, here we are. So that brings up, there's a base map for United Kingdom, Wales for this middle layer super output area. So we select that. And then we don't have to do any, oh, hang on, we have to put in some data first. You can see we have the map, has all the areas. We're going to upload our Cardiff data, which is here. And we should have no problems. Now we can look at match to see what value it's selected, and it's using a value of population density. That's fine. That's what we want to be showing. So you can see we have the same problem that you may have had dealing with Wales inside the UK. We're only dealing with Cardiff. And if we go to visualize, we can then go back to the bottom of refine and say hide regions without data. And now we've got Cardiff. Now there's a curious problem that this, which is probably Flathome Island, belongs to these areas and so gets included. You can do this by, I think, removing, I oh no, if you remove this, I think you lose these two areas, but that's a problem. Okay, but we won't worry about that for now. Everything else, I think, annotations, you can put in a title for the legend. You can even, which might be quite important here, is you can adjust how the format, how the numbers appear, because they're appearing with the decimal point, and since we're dealing with people, yeah, it might be better to do that. I wonder, can we get a version with comma? Yes, we can. So we go from 297 to 11,678. So this tells us here, it's the same problem with the tooltip. Well, let's go and adjust the tooltip then. Annotate. So customize tooltip, and you can see it's got the code here, which is not very helpful. So if we just select and delete the code, we should be able to put in the area name. No, because that's that. If you put in area name, you're going to get the this thing, Cardiff 014, which is not what we want. What you want are these names that were produced. There we go. To get around this problem, and now you get the name of. They've come up with these names for the middle layer super output areas, Canton, and so that means a little bit more to us, butane and so on. Okay, and we can write around this, and we can say we could put the name in again. The density, is people per square kilometer. And I would quite like to adjust the decimal points that keep appearing on this tooltip. And I think if we go to where that's coming from, which will be this column, we can adjust the how that appears as well. Yeah. Except I've made a bit of a mess of it now. In such and such a place, the density is, you can see, that's what we need. And we need it here. Okay, so we got there eventually. That's not the simplest way to do it. The simplest way to do it is to remove altogether the variable and then to insert the correct version of it. So in QuickEI, the density is 297 people per square kilometer. If we come down to Kitay's, it's 5,000 people per square kilometer. Out down Cardiff Bay, it's 1,400 people per square kilometer. And this is probably us, Grangetown North, 11,000 people per square kilometer. Okay, so that's the essential, and then we need a title. We also need probably to put a label on the legend. Population density per square kilometer. And that is it. Well, that's most of it. Those are the essential bits. Okay, and then fill out the crucial annotations, source, and so on, and then publish. And that is it.